What's up, everybody? This is your boy Frank back here with the harsh truth. Bryan Singer has officially been fired from the Bohemian Rhapsody movie. Harley Quinn is apparently going to make 75 new films for DC. And Charles Manson is going to be immortalized in film by Quentin Tarantino. I'm excited. You should be excited too. All right here, the harsh truth. Okay, so DC now has 4 Harley Quinn films. That's right, 4 Harley Quinn projects in the works. Those projects are Suicide Squad 2, which who knows if that's actually going to come out now or not. Harley Quinn and the Joker, which, you know, I'll believe that's coming out when I see a trailer that's not fan-made. Gotham City Sirens, which I'm pretty sure at this point is just dead. And apparently, if you listen to Margot Robbie in a quote with from an interview with MTV, she's working on what she says is a separate Harley Quinn film, meaning a Harley Quinn standalone film. Why, I have no idea. So that now leaves 4 Harley Quinn films in the works. That's also not including the Harley Quinn animated series, which is apparently being rumored, of which Margot Robbie is supposed to be doing the voice for. I don't count that in the overall universe, but whatever. And also not counting whatever is going on with Scorsese's supposed Joker film, which apparently he's still talking to DiCaprio about doing. I don't know if that's ever going to happen, to be absolutely honest. At this point, I hope it doesn't. So that's 4 Harley Quinn films. Now let's look at these for a second. Suicide Squad 2, I'm not entirely sure that's going to get made. Honestly, I have a feeling that maybe none of these are really fast-tracked to get made right now. If I had to put my money on any of these being made, I really couldn't do it. I really couldn't do it. I would just not bet at all. DC's kind of a mess. Who the hell knows what's going on after Aquaman? Honestly, I think the only reason that Aquaman is coming out is because it's already been filmed and they can't just throw everything away. But you've got Suicide Squad 2, which, let's face it, the first one just wasn't that good. It just wasn't. I watched the movie twice. The first time I saw it, I was like, yeah, it was entertaining. It wasn't great, but it was entertaining. The second time I watched it, I could see all the holes, all the flaws. And so I just haven't watched it again since then. I haven't bought it on Blu-ray. You got Harley Quinn and the Joker, which that's going to be the one with her and Jared Leto. Whoever is doing it says it's supposed to be something like a rom-com on Benzedrine or some shit like that. I mean, I don't really understand really what they want to do with it. I know they kind of want to make it this goofy love story about their like awkward and crazy romance, and that's fine. That really is the only way you can do it, which is one of the reasons why I wasn't over the moon when I heard this description, because you can't make it a regular love story like The Notebook or some shit like that, because it's the Joker and Harley Quinn. These two are psycho. You got Gotham City Sirens, which is supposed to be Harley Quinn, Catwoman, and Poison Ivy. I gotta be honest, I'm not really into this. I'm not really. The idea of that movie sounds like it could be kind of interesting. Again, DC hasn't done a whole lot right. You have to do a couple of things right before I think that you can take a project like that and actually do any good with it, because just on the surface, it just seems like that's going to be shit they throw against the wall. And it's just not going to look good. As far as the solo Harley Quinn movie, look, I'm sure in an effort to make sure Harley Quinn stays locked into the universe for a while, they're going to kind of give her what she wants. The reality is, you shouldn't even worry about this stuff right now. You really shouldn't. DC and Warner Brothers have got to get their shit together if they really want to consider anything past Aquaman at this point. And maybe another Wonder Woman. You know, there's already this talk going around about whether they just need to reboot the entire franchise now, or use Flashpoint, or blah, 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 whatever. Look, let's get through Aquaman. Let's see how Aquaman is. If Aquaman is a hit, then I think there might be a chance, a small chance that you can push this universe forward. But honestly, if Aquaman doesn't drop for a whole lot of money, and it isn't loved by critics and fans, then I really think that it's really just over for the DC entertainment universe, or whatever the hell it is. People are saying that there is really just no direction in DC and Warner Brothers. There's all these reports that they wanted to fire Zack Snyder before Justice League even started filming, and that there was all kinds of back and forth between the powers that be about that. The direction of the movie while it was shooting was something that was being debated as it was filming. So as the movie is filming, you don't know what direction you want your movie to go in. I mean, come on. Plus, you know, there's all this talk about corrupt leadership. The guy that runs Warner Brothers apparently a lot of people wanted to push the release date for the movie back so they could give it more time to flesh out the story, the characters, and to work on some stuff, which would have been a fantastic idea. But he was so eager to get this movie out so he could make the bonus money this year. Warner Brothers is actually on the verge of getting bought by another company. I want to say it's Time Warner. And he's afraid that once they get bought that he's going to be ousted, and he wanted to make that one last big paycheck before he split. And a lot of rumors are saying that that's what he did, was he didn't want to push the release date back. He just wanted to put whatever crap fest he could on film so he could make some more money. If that's the case, honestly, I don't know why. I don't know why this guy's even still in place. If I was the shareholders, I'd be pissed. I'd be pushing for this guy to be kicked out right now. I'd be pushing for whatever financial penalties I could get out of him. To be absolutely honest, I wondered if there's not some legal issues this guy's going to face in the future if any of this ends up being true. Quentin Tarantino making a Charles Manson movie. That sounds kind of awesome. That is right up Tarantino's alley, that kind of stuff. I mean, I don't really want him to make it look like Kill Bill, but you can go to Kill Bill and you can see kind of how he does this thing about murder and whatnot. And the idea is a very, very fun one. The release date is actually August 9th, 2019, which ironically is the 50th anniversary of the La Bianca murders. It's the 50th anniversary of the La Bianca murders, and it is the day after the Sharon Tate murders. Now, the movie itself is going to be set in the late 60s. It's a Sony movie. The Manson killings may not be the primary story focus. This may be about separate characters with the Manson murders as the backdrop of his particular story, which is interesting. It's very interesting to me because he's going to be able to kind of tell two different stories, his take on the Manson family murders and his own individual story at the same time. So normally, the Manson murders alone are very, very interesting, especially now that Charlie, kicked the bucket recently. But to be able to tell the Manson family murders story and a Tarantino story kind of side by side, that's an interesting thing. Some of the people in talks to be in this are Leonardo DiCaprio, Brad Pitt, and Tom Cruise. Who the hell knows for what roles? All three of those guys could play Manson conceivably. Cruise could play Manson. DiCaprio, Pitt, I mean, who knows? But it really sounds fantastic. The aforementioned Margot Robbie is actually in talks to play Sharon Tate, which is interesting to me. And apparently this is something that she's really all over. Look, Tarantino making this movie is gold. It's absolute gold. This is the kind of movie that Tarantino loves, the kind of movie that Tarantino hits for home runs all the time. So I say, by all means, make this movie. Bryan Singer's caught a spot of bother recently. According to a statement from Fox, production has been halted due to the unexpected availability of Bryan Singer. Honestly, I was thinking the worst when this news came out. Bryan Singer, and on the topic of all this Hollywood sexual harassment, yada, 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 Bryan Singer has caught his share of part of this. You remember it was about a year and a half ago or so that he and several other men were involved in some kind of a legal issue surrounding some underage boys being flown to different places that Bryan Singer and his buddies were hanging out at and given drugs and alcohol and some kind of things happening. Now, Bryan Singer managed to avoid any significant part of that mess, but we've all been kind of waiting for the shoe to drop, especially after this news came out. And as it turns out, late last night, it dropped. Singer has been fired from the project Bohemian Rhapsody, which is the biopic of Freddie Mercury. It actually follows the year leading up to their Live Aid 85 performance, which is one of their biggest performances ever, one of the most memorable things that Queen ever did. I'm a Queen fan, so I know. If you're a Queen fan, you know. But apparently he failed to return to the set after the Thanksgiving break. They're working on replacing him as a director. From what I've read, there's only 2 weeks left of principal photography. That's, for one, what is Bryan Singer thinking, not just keeping his head down and finishing this movie? That's kind of one of the things that I wonder. Like I said, he's had some sexual allegations in the past. They're saying that he has had a rough go of it with Rami Malek from iRobot, who was actually playing Freddie Mercury. And if you haven't seen the picture of Rami Malek, that one set photo they released where he's got his full Mercury on stage, he actually looks really, really good for the part. I think he pulls off the Mercury, just the eye test. He pulls off Freddie Mercury pretty well. This isn't the first time that Bryan Singer's done this. Apparently, he also had some issues on the set of X-Men Apocalypse and Superman Returns where he just didn't show up. And, so you got to kind of wonder, where's Bryan Singer's head at right now? Is there another shoot that's going to be dropping soon? Is there going to be some allegations come up against him as well? Honestly, at this point, who the hell knows? I just hope Bryan Singer gets his stuff together. I honestly have never heard anything about him leaving or not showing back up for any specific amount of time to Apocalypse or Superman Returns. That was news that didn't hit my ears until yesterday as I was doing some research for this. But the movie as of right now, Bohemian Rhapsody, it's the biopic of Freddie Mercury and Queen, is set for December 25th of 2018. So hopefully that movie finishes up. One of the associate producers was actually pulling director's duties for a couple of days while Bryan Singer first didn't show up on set. But apparently they went ahead and stopped production. So hopefully that works itself out and we can get this movie made, because I was really interested in seeing this movie. You know, Sacha Baron Cohen was actually attached to this in the beginning, but pulled out because Brian May of Queen wanted to be more about Brian May rather than Freddie Mercury. And let's face it, Freddie Mercury was Queen. Honestly, other than Brian May, I don't think anybody even knows the name of anybody in Queen other than Freddie Mercury. That's the reality of things. But this is going to be a very cool movie once it finally gets done. I hadn't heard anything about how this film looked, and that's one of the things that has really gotten to me, because usually you get some word from the set, especially one of these bigger productions with some names attached to it. But yeah, you usually get some indication as to whether the movie's going well, how it looks, and all that. There's really been nothing about this movie. So I guess we're all going to be kind of in the same boat, just watching this thing as it comes out. I just want to remind you guys to share this video around, to subscribe, like the videos, help us get this channel going. We really appreciate you guys' views. Click on the box right there if you want to check out another video. Click on the circle right there if you want to subscribe, and we'll see you guys again.